Richard Dawkins' selfish gene theory makes the claim that natural selection linked to our evolution stems not from any individual living entity or conscious organism, but from genes. Genes are thus akin to machines that facilitate and ensure their own survival, thus making them selfish in some sense, considering their own survival and propagation first and foremost. The first Metal Gear Solid game focused specifically on the concept of genetics, even quoting the selfish gene theory near the game's finale. To Dawkins, many altruistic or selfless, i.e., unselfish, behaviors that humans display are done simply because they increase the likelihood of the species' survival. Thus, altruism may, in fact, be a guise of genetics. In other words, certain behaviors that may seem unselfish and altruistic are actually selfish, merely disguised as being unselfish, since they further ensure survival via natural selection, allowing the species to evolve onward. The unselfish bee, for example, may sting an intruder and die. The action, while seemingly altruistic or unselfish, is done to ensure the selfish genes of the hive survive. In the selfish gene, Dawkins also coins the term meme. While genes spread genetic or biological information, memes spread cultural information. Like genes, memes too undergo the same process of natural selection, evolving selfishly so as to survive, influencing our ideals and cultural practices as people. Memes, of course, would be the central focus for Kojima's sequel, Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty, presented in the form of an artificial intelligence system known as the Patriots, founded by Major Zero, aka Cypher, who sought to remove individuality and form a unified world devoid of free will. Due to epigenetic factors, which are behavioral and environmental factors that alter how our genes work, genes are no longer considered deterministic, however. While biological traits are passed down through genetic material, our environmental factors, while not altering our genetic code, can alter how genes express themselves, getting turned on or off. Nature and nurture, though opposites, work together as one, as it were. Memes essentially evolve and replicate through imitation, following the same standards of natural selection as genes do. While some memes are accepted, others are outcast. To land, hyperstition is reliant upon those memes which have become culturally accepted through this form of natural selection. While the phenomenological world is deterministic in scope and perspective, external to the will, Kant's noumenon, the thing in itself, oppositely, is non-deterministic, free from causality, a realm where free will and freedom exists. To land, hyperstitions that are accepted are generally those that are most fit for survival. To Dawkins, memes must have variation, the ability to replicate, and the ability to survive or adapt to their environment via a form of fitness. Pepe the Frog is a good example of this. Pepe is essentially a template that can easily be replicated or copied, but at the same time, Pepe can easily be altered in appearance so as to adapt to any needed social environment in which he is being situated. Pepe is schizoanalytically expressed, several within one, a multitude of many. Teams is a term proposed by Susan Blackmore, defined as technological memes. This is essentially digital information that can similarly be replicated, altered, and selected by machines. To Blackmore, memes are akin to viruses in the sense that they spread and are able to copy or replicate themselves. Teams, just like genes and memes, show that digital information too has the ability to replicate and evolve through technology itself. One could call such teams artificial or digital memes. In the same manner that human memes spread by mimicry, teams replicate via non-human mimicry. To Blackmore, humans are nothing more than meme machines, passing on culture via a form of natural selection, changing and evolving along the way, dying and being reborn in different forms. Like the succession of kings, Nick Land replaced the word king with meme in his work The Dark Enlightenment, saying, "The meme is dead, long live the meme." It is thus via this cycle of death and rebirth that all of life evolves onward. To Blackmore, the self is merely a memeplex, meaning that our personal identity or sense of self is, in actuality, simply a composite of different memes that have survived natural selection, giving us the illusion of having a unique identity. Kojima would bring this notion up when Raiden is talking to the Patriot AI system near the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, causing him to question his sense of self and who he actually is. In a way, this makes perfect sense, however. Besides what we get from our inherent biology, what we know comes from our environment. Our environment influences us all tremendously, socially constructed by culture. Like wet concrete, we are marked by whatever objects get packed into the mix. We call this concrete mixture our self, but in reality the self is not just that which is internal and unique to us. It is that which exists outside of us. In a sense, we are the other. As Animal Collective noted in their song Taste, we truly are a makeup of things outside of us. This makes sense also on a cosmological scale, where, as Carl Sagan noted, we are but stardust, billion-year-old carbon, as noted in the song Woodstock by Joni Mitchell, later performed by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. As such, all is one, as the alchemist noted. All opposites remain connected to this natural and cosmic cycle. For example, people hunt deer and eat the deer. The deer becomes the person, and when the person dies, he becomes the grass, which the deer come to feast upon. Both the human, deer, and grass are connected energetically, since energy is neither created nor destroyed, but simply transferred from state to state. The sun stares upon the sea, which causes clouds to form in the sky. The clouds then pour down rain, which flows into streams and rivers, eventually becoming a part of the sea. The sun, sea, and clouds are one and the same. All is one in this sense. I could make a Lion King joke about the circle of life, but you get the idea. To Blackmore, the self-plex is but the illusory self we consider to be uniquely our own. It is helpful to have this self-plex since it allows a nurturing environment for memes to grow and develop. In short, what are we then but everything by which we are around? Identicality proves to be but an illusion developed via the accrual of endless forms of difference. Memes, we must remember, must easily be copied and have the ability to be altered so as to survive and adapt to any particular situation. As the Oracle at Delphi noted, the most important question one could ask was to know thyself. And in doing so, one finds out that oneself is that which exists outside of us, connected to the cosmos and how the Kantian will works its way throughout the world. Things will evolve on naturally as they've done in the past. To land, there is no need to worry about tomorrow since evolution and natural selection will never end. Things die, and they are then reborn in a separate form, transmuted alchemically and transformed energetically into something other. And it is this other that is ultimately us, i.e., it is what we are, what we have been, and what we will become. Past, present, and future rest within an eternal present, just as Kant, Augustine, and Bergson noted. Alchemically, one is all. To Deleuze, adhering to Spinoza's sense of immanence via the one substance, pluralism is monism. For land, adhering to Kant's noumenal will, tomorrow will evolve on its own. And fictions will become facts when memetically accepted, passed along like the plague, like Trakel's rats roaming during the Black Death, replicating akin to viruses that can deterritorialize the system, where the plague produces Deleuzian pluralities, bringing about a death by which, again, new things can be born or reborn via the body without organs, and a Deleuzian death drive where intensity equals zero. As John the Scot noted, God is nothingness, or perhaps empty as the Smashing Pumpkins noted in their song, Zero. It is the death of the caterpillar that brings about the birth of the butterfly, delighted to death via the accursed cherub Bataille's alchemic sun, and led on by the Fang Noumena. The world, as Corrigan notes, is vampiric, where butterflies are akin to bullets, deadly munition moths that have the explosive ammo needed to become other.